What's up guys, welcome to a new Kengan Omega chapter review. Today we have chapter 95. This in my opinion was a very strange chapter and I'm not really sure how I feel about it. The fight begins between Alan Wu and Kure Raian alongside some lore regarding both clans and some interesting stuff to discuss throughout the dialogue in the chapter, and that my prediction on how I thought the fight would start was completely wrong, so big rip to that. Now onto the review. Help me reach my 2021 goal of 100k subscribers by subscribing if you're new to the channel or you just haven't already. It's free and easy to do. Also consider checking out the description for the Discord server and my Twitter. Now enjoy the video. The title of the chapter is Resurrection. Starts out with one of the strangest, few bits of panels that we've ever had in, Kengan Kengan Omega. It describes the origin of the Kure or Wu clan around 5,000 years ago. It suddenly appeared, as it were seeking out from the earth. It went on a slaughter without rest. It killed people, beasts, demons, and gods alike. Eventually, its eyes were stained black by the blood of its victims. Its name was Wu Hei, the first Wu. So I'm guessing this is the story the young Wu clan members are told about the origin of the Wu clan and how powerful the first Wu truly was and how it became, the Wu clan. And we cut to the fight where we get the official weight and height of the two fighters. So Kure Raian 188 centimeters with him being 94 kilograms, while Alan Wu is slightly taller and slightly heavier. He's standing at 197 centimeters and 108 kilograms. And then we see Alan going somewhat crazy. Seems like after 1300 years on your own, you've forgotten the face of your parents. Ryan's confused, are you going psycho or something? And we cut to Oma, Hayami and Yamashita, where we learn a technique Oma was able to learn over the 2 years chilling in the Kure clan. He relays to Hayami and everyone else what Alan actually said, and then Hayami questions him, oh, can you read lips? Yeah, the Kure clan taught me. So I'm assuming Oma learned a lot more things from the Kure clan over the 2 years, so that's pretty cool. We have everyone else asking Oma if Ryan will be okay in fighting Alan Wu, and this is where we get the reveal that Oma, since he recovered after the first year of recovery, he was fighting Ryan almost every day for a whole year, and he can guarantee Ryan's strength. We got Misa talking some shit, wow, everyday heart, you need a hobby. I think I mentioned this in previous Kengan videos, but it's fully confirmed that Oma was, training or sparring with Ryan for a whole year during, the 2 year time skip. So I'm guessing those two know each other's powers well, and both have got immensely stronger since Kengan Ashura. We have Koga asking Oma how those fights went, who has more wins, and Oma responds, he does for now. So in terms of numbers alone, he's stronger than me. I'm guessing they weren't fighting to the death, which is pretty obvious. I'm guessing this sparring matches probably base to base. They may have been using advanced versus removal. I'm not sure regarding that, but I'm assuming it was base to base. And we're already aware of, Ryan being superior to Oma base to base. And even with Oma's Nico style, he was still outmatched by Ryan, which is, of course, very impressive and shows how strong Ryan truly was for people who try and disregard his strength in Kengan Ashura. Then out of nowhere, Nikado Ren appears behind them, starts talking about the Wu clan and how they're the core of the Chinese underground. Everyone's, freaking with the, official name, bodyguard, captain of the Heavenly Wolf, Nikado Ren. To be fair, I don't care if he's talking to the other Kengan members. Nikado Ren, a character I don't care too much about. We've seen it since the first chapter, him getting rolled by Garuki. He's part of Metsudo's army, that's all he is really. We do get an interesting conversation between him and Juice, as we know they're both, hired by Hayami during Kengan Ashura to take part in the Cute and for Juice to win the tournament. We all know how that went. They have a, quick, interesting conversation between each other. He tells us that Metsudo sent him down here to tell the other fighters what, Alan Wu does in this chapter, and that the Wu clan has a secret of secret techniques. He talks about how 1300 years ago, the clan split into three. One is the Kure clan, which went to Japan, the Wu clan main branch, with us having the leader alongside Kure Irio, and then the West Ward faction, which is currently led by Edward Wu. So the original Wu clan was split up into those three. The removal was the secret technique of the whole clan, but there was a secret of secret techniques passed down in the main line. It goes by the name Resurrection. The Kure clan and main branch of the Wu clan pretty much sealed the technique away, so no one currently knows that technique, while the Westward faction led by Edward Wu now is still practicing this, secret of secret techniques to this day. And this is where we learn how the resurrection works. Resurrection requires a receiver known as a connector. I'm assuming this connector is different to the worm and their connector and everything regarding that, and that you need a speaker also to pretty much speak to this connector since a young child until the speaker actually dies, and that this is a form of brainwashing to make the connector from a young age to until they grow up and the speaker dies and everything regarding that, to gain the ability of the first Wu that was shown at the start of the chapter, and that Alan Wu is the person or is a connector who's been trained since birth to inherit the power of the first Wu who was born over 5,000 years ago. And with this resurrection ability, Alan Wu is able to activate something known as the true removal, with him turning into something like Hulk here, crazy pump muscles. We know Raian gets a little bit bigger and the other Kure clans get a little bit bigger when they enter removal, but nowhere near the insane buff or size, explosion Alan Wu has got here. We have Nakata Ren tell us that the Westward faction moved to more frigid climates and evolved to be larger. Even Raian, who's large for the Kure clan, is below average height for the Wu clan. So by default, the Wu clan or the Westward branch of the Wu clan is a lot bigger. I'm guessing raw physical stats wise are above the basic Kure clan members, and maybe the removal or their version of the removal, not just the special resurrection removal, is just making them bigger than what an average removal would do for another Kure or Wu clan member. But due to Alan being able to use the secret of secrets removal, the resurrection removal, he's able to get even bigger and pretty much turn into Hulk. That's what it looks like. And we have Alan Wu charging Raian, go for attack. Raian blocks with his arm but still goes flying back, and then instantly Alan Wu is right on him going for a kick. We got Okibo saying he's quick, he's strong. We got Nicholas Libana saying he's pretty nimble for his size. We got Tarashi, I'm assuming in a monologue, thinking to himself about the Wu clan secret technique, and it's pretty much showing us that he's aware of it. I don't believe he's being told about it directly on panel or on screen, you could say. So maybe this points to him being the Tiger Vessel because he has spent a lot of time with Edward Wu, who is a Wu clan member who can use the removal. We got Alan Wu still going for attacks, Raian still blocking and really taking no damage, which is pretty surprising. He's getting, attacks landed on him, but he's blocking most of them and going flying back, but he's not taking any damage. So Alan unleashing his super special removal is still doing really no damage to a base form Raian, which is very interesting and a little bit of a letdown regarding Alan Wu's raw power. Or maybe it's just showing how insanely strong Kure Raian is now. And we got, Alan Wu saying, talking some shit. What's the matter? Why don't you remove too? So he's trying to taunt Kure Raian to unleash his removal as well. Yeah, alright. You'll make a good toy. And then, as Ryan's going to unleash his removal, he becomes very confused or shocked. I'm not really sure how to describe this facial emotion. Has an exclamation point and question mark. So he's confused, shocked, doesn't know what's going on. We got some of Team Kengan, telling him to snap back into it, snap out of it, Raian. And we see in his eye for the final part of the panel, him looking at two people. We see that one is pretty tall and one is shorter with longish hair. I'm assuming this is Edward Wu and Zia G. Maybe Ryan's just shocked to seeing them, but him seeing them wouldn't really make him too shocked. I'd assume he's seen Zia G in, his return chapter 50 with Oma's return with him, messing up Zia G. Maybe he's shocked at seeing Edward Wu. Maybe Edward Wu has done something to the Kure clan in the past that Raian remembers, or maybe this is someone else who he remembers. I'm not 100% sure what Kure Raian is seeing in his eye here. Let me know your thoughts of this down in the comments. My first prediction or idea is that it's Edward Wu and Zia G, or we could have this, crackhead theory that it's the Wu clan main branch leader who's actually ripped off the head of Kure Irio, and that he's actually part of the Edward faction and everything regarding that. Imagine that. Maybe that's why Raian is shocked here and doesn't know what's going on, has lost focus with the fight or something like that. I have no idea, but that's more of a crackhead theory. Let me know your thoughts of this down in the comments, your thoughts of the chapter as a whole, and yep, that's it for today's chapter review. Peace.